All right, Bitcoin super fans here. Uh, as I was with Bob Kudla this week or a couple of days ago, that last weekend, there's a couple factors. And then I also do a lot of research myself because I'm very curious how quickly this roll into us being controlled by digital money is going to occur. It's very important to know the timelines, at least have a good gauge of them, because then you can kind of protect, because they're going to force it. They were trying to do the star on the ID kind of thing, and there was a timeline with it. A lot of people didn't do it. There's still not enough for the entire thing, so now they're pushing it off again, and there's different ways to go through airport security without your little star on your license, because not enough people did it in time, so they still can't make it not doable, because I think they said there's still 35 or 40% of the people don't have it yet. So to try to put a nationwide thing like you can't fly if you don't have it, well, that's 4 out of 10 people. That's not going to work. So anyway, we're going to be eventually scooting over to this digital currency here and the stablecoin issuance. So bottom left, that yellow line and that big yellow arrow, that is the global money supply from all governments across the entire planet. Not American only. It includes the EU, it includes China, it includes every central bank that prints money for their nations. So that's a combined total of all the global money being printed, forecast, because obviously they're selling treasury. We sell treasuries. Other persons, they also sell their different T-bills of their nation the sales are already, kind of baked in there on what they're going to be offering in the future. They advertise that next month we're going to sell 10 billion or 100 billion. So they already know the total global money supply going out approximately 60 days. It could vary a couple days, but that yellow money supply there is how much new liquidity is going into the globe. And somebody found out, Raoul Paul, shout out over there, that Bitcoin lags this by 107 days. Real Vision with Raoul Paul was the one who really started to put these metrics together, and then others pounced on top of it. And then I found another dude who does logarithmic scale types of look. So what you're looking at is the Bitcoin price in the blue at the top there. And what you're looking at is the forecast of the global M2 money supply below it. And I put the arrows in earlier today to demarcate where those little ticks up in price are taking us. And it does pretty much look like it's on the money at the moment. So if we do follow that and those trends continue, there's going to be a little downturn here for a couple more few days, and then it's going to go vertical. And then it'll taper off a bit for that's a week, and then it'll drop off. But then each time it drops off, it's going to continue scooting further north and north. So apparently, according to this, Bitcoin should be around 160,000, somewhere around the summer solstice or so, maybe a little after first week of July. If this trend continues, and I'm just saying if it does, and if the global money supply comes out as it's supposed to, if it does, it seems like this chart is tracking. These two different metrics are really tracking the price forecast based on the amount of extra money that's out there that people can then buy and sell crypto. Now, here's also an interesting thing. Different dude who came up with a different way to try to ping the metrics on Bitcoin cycle tops. So on that right side chart, that little thing that looks like a half a pie there, it's an inverse. This is a log scale. It's not the same way where you look at the chart where it goes up and down. This is a log scale. So it's actually got a curve to it. So it's inverse. When those candles touch the blue line, that is the top in the Bitcoin cycle. So Ryan, could you go to the wider chart? So I'm going to wide you out to a 5-year chart from this one here. So yeah, there you go. So if you were to take the time, which many people have done, where those candles touch the blue line, that is the cycle top at the highest Bitcoin price since 2016. There's an overlay on that's been done by many persons. So you can, if you have the time and you would like to do it yourself, and yes, that's my Fibonacci sequence. I don't like all the colors, so I just do black lines, and generally they'll hit those lines in a numerical fashion, where that kind of ping and then come back on. But we are just waiting for those candles to drop down to the blue line. So when those candles hit the blue line, and we are at the top on that yellow M2 money supply, when those two overlap together, when you get those double signals that we've reached top liquidity, and that candle touches that blue line, in my opinion, not financial advice, but that is two massive indicators. It is time to get out because it is going to crash. It'll pull back 30-40%, and then we are going to run through the through end of September and maybe October. So we're going to pull back in the summer, big, huge, heavy after this, according to those who follow charts. So this is just an indicator for you if you're looking on the timing of everything. Now, again, not financial advice. It's just two of the biggest signals ever to occur since cryptocurrency has been trading. And if these two overlap, then it's a pretty good signal that might be time to exit your position and then put option in, put some calls, take some put up.
So you're telling me that when everybody's going weird in the middle of the summer, a bunch of people are going to be moving their money around and nobody's going to really be noticing?
You pinged it, man. I was going to bring that up, but you beat me to it, because that summer of chaos is going to be a summer of billionaires made as well during this transition of wealth. This is a money transfer. And the more chaos that can be created during the summertime and the riots, the power outages, the whatevers, it's a numerous checklist that they could do and run through society for everybody to be distracted, right?
Right. And you know,
The money's just going to move the whole time, and nobody's even going to notice that. It's just going to come and go. And there's so few people in crypto anyway that when this rollover occurs simultaneously and all these things happen, I would go short after that. Definitely put options in there, whatever you're going to do. I mean, if you know that market top's in there and you know it's going to fall 10, 20, 30%, you could probably go short. And also, not financial advice, but just if it's going to drop and you know which direction it's going, you could make some money if the price falls. But nobody will be doing that. They'll all be arguing and fighting in the street, and it's going to be a summer of distraction. I prefer to focus my energies, and shall we say it, my Think and Grow Rich book here, I prefer to focus my energies on abundance, wealth, and success. I even have a little paper right here. I attract success and abundance into every aspect of my life. That's my mantra. Every time I'm sitting at the computer here looking up, that comes up to me. You can focus your mind on anything you want to. It is your life. You can focus on anything you want. And if you want to focus on the distraction and the chaos and the anger and the violence, well, that is your choice. It absolutely is. But for me, I have no place. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. This anger, this hate, don't waste your time. Focus on something else that's beneficial for you and your families, for your communities. There's so little time. And to squander it on that type of low vibration, activity, that's what they want you to do. That's such a disservice to humanity. But to get you in that ball of whatever, I just say no. And I just prefer to use my mind and frequency and the way my vibration is holding and looking at different things for success and trying to find these opportunities, because it's going to get kind of dangerous in the future. But there is opportunity in the danger. That's why the Chinese say wei ji. Opportunity and danger. It's the two parts of the character that snap together and create a single word. So what are you going to focus on this summer? You're going to focus on following the riots in the streets and just like gobbling up your energy and time on that? Or are you going to use your mind to focus on building a skill or building wealth? I mean, building happiness, building relationship. I mean, there's so many things that can really benefit our lives, your life, your family's life. It's just, I prefer to focus on those things myself. So that you already see where my mind's going for that. This thing sits right on my desk with me here. Hard copy, no less, because if this ever goes down, these guys knew what to do with how to harness frequencies in the early or the late 1800s and early 1900s. It doesn't matter what time era we live in. This is still just as valid in 1900 as it is in 2030. Your mind takes you down the frequency path and the universe responds with you Hell, I'm totally safe out here. There could be a war that's completely slips by me, and my mind and frequency will actually split this dimensionality where I would literally be invisible to them walking around me because our frequencies are so not matched. That armies could come through of angry hordes, but the vibrational frequency, if you're holding at a higher state, I could almost see how that ether blends in where you won't see each other because you're in different realms, literally of vibration and frequency field pattern. Why would you choose that other low vibration? I just, again, it's your choice. It's everybody. It's always your choice. Like, why do you wake up? I had the greatest day I've ever had in my whole life today. Did you? The most wonderful day I've ever had. I'm so blessed, so thankful, so grateful. This is the best day of my life right now, here, right now. So thank you for sharing it with me.